Some parts of Japan originally spoke English, not Japanese, and it's only recently that Japanese has become the dominant language there. Here's the fascinating history of the Bonin or Ogasawara Islands. In 1830, a group of Americans, Englishmen, and native Hawaiians arrived on the largest Bonin island, Chichijima. This first colony was led by Nathaniel Savory of Bradford, Massachusetts. But here's the thing, before European arrival, the islands had been uninhabited for thousands of years. So while many nations knew of the island's existence, this was the first time that they were officially claimed, this time as a British territory. Not all of this first generation of inhabitants spoke English, so they developed an English-based pidgin. But then within a generation or two, this simplified pidgin developed into a full-fledged Creole language called Bonin English. But the late 1800s saw the beginning of multiple competing claims for the islands. Japan occupied the islands in 1862, then left in 1863, then came back in 1875, and over time more and more ethnic Japanese people moved to the islands. This led to a lot of Japanese linguistic and genetic influence, but Bonin English continued to survive, and in 1915 many of the inhabitants still claimed descent from Nathaniel Savory, the founder. After World War II, the islands became a US territory for about 20 years, and this led to Bonin English kind of de-creolizing and becoming more like standard American English. Then in 1968, the US returned the islands to Japanese control. Nowadays, most of the inhabitants are recent arrivals from Japan, but there's still people who claim descent from the original founders. And the linguistic situation is still pretty interesting, with many people being bilingual in English and Japanese and mixing them in cool ways. For instance, linguist Daniel Long has referred to their speech as a mixed language because they're relatively consistent about when they use English or Japanese words.